read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Maya Thompson claims the defendant invited her to prom, then told her it was all a prank after she spent thousands to prepare. Ethan Carter says friends put him up to it, and he didn't mean to hurt Miss Thompson.
I see I've got Maya Thompson here as my plaintiff. I do see you have a witness with you, Ms. Thompson, Angela Thompson.
Correct.
And I see Ethan Carter as my defendant. Mr. Carter, you too have a witness, Laura Carter.
Correct.
Okay, are these the mamas?
They are.
All right. I see, Ms. Thompson, you're suing Mr. Carter for $3,450. You cite breach of contract. What brings you to court, young lady?
In high school, I didn't get a lot of attention from boys, which started to affect my self-confidence. So my mom decided that we change some things and do a little glow up. So I changed my hair and my outfits, and eventually I started to get some attention by one Ethan Carter.
The defendant, okay.
He DM'd me and was like, will you go on a date with me? And he took me to a coffee shop. We had gotten closer, so eventually he asked me to prom. I was really excited. He even stopped in and met my mom, and we just thought he was really sincere. And the night before prom, Ethan texted me and was like, will you meet me at this park up the street? So I did. And he told me that all of it had been a prank that his friends had come up with.
You mean him courting you and asking you to be his prom date was a prank?
Yes.
Young man, tell me that's not the case.
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's correct. Why would you do such a thing?
Well, it wasn't my intentions to actually hurt Maya. I
know you didn't think she thought that would be funny.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand it. She has the right to feel the way she feels.
And so whose bright idea in your friend group was it to play a prank and have you ask her to prom, she go out of her way to prepare for prom? Because you know, a lot goes into prom, especially these days on social media. Oh my God, it's luxury vehicles, exotic cars, dresses, shoes, nails, hair, lashes, jewelry. I mean, come on. She does all of this and it's a joke? Whose idea was that, sir?
Well, the thing is, Your Honor, she had told on a couple of my friends, like I guess they were cheating in class.
On test?
Yeah.
Academically?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so she stood in the integrity of letting the teachers know that they were cheating?
Yes,
basically.
Yes.
Okay. And so they were upset and they wanted to get back at her, and so they put you up to this?
Yes.
Woo. I am so glad I'm out of school. Okay, let's get to the dollar amount, young lady, and then I'm gonna bring the moms into it. You're suing her for $3,450. I have an idea as to what you spent, but I would like receipts. You have receipts?
I do.
Give your folder to Elijah, please. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.
Mother, ma'am, you can approach the bench here. So I'm seeing a receipt. First of all, the prom ticket itself was $150 just to go to the event. Okay. Then we've got everything you imagine. Evening gown, $1,850. Man, what happened to the $200 dress? Okay. We got the nails were $125 for the pedicure and manicure. Then we've got the beauty supply, the shoes and accessories, the car transfer. So this mom, were you the one fronting the cash for all of this?
Actually, it was her cash.
How did you make this money, young lady?
Her father, my husband, passed away when she was 3 years old.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's okay. In the line of duty.
Oh.
And so he has a pension, and she was saving it, putting it off to the side.
So this is very special. How does that make you feel, Mr. Carter?
It just makes me feel even worse. I understand how she feels. You know, I had my father walk out on me when I was 13 years old. So
Well, that's sad too.
that's one way I bonded with Maya.
So did you actually start to like the young lady?
Yes.
Even though it started from a prank?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get your mother in here. Miss Carter, come on up, approach your son. What do you think about all this, ma'am?
Your Honor, my son Ethan, this doesn't become his character whatsoever.
But he did admit in open court that he was in on the prank and that he allowed himself to be used by this so-called friend group to humiliate and hurt this young lady.
And he apologized to her, but what she's asking for is absurd. The money.
Your Honor, she came home, stormed in, closed the door, went into the bathroom, and was crying for like 2.5 hours. And no one was there to comfort her.
Yeah.
He didn't even call or anything like that.
Yeah, I have to say, Miss Carter, I'm a little surprised to hear what's coming across, at least to this court, is a lack of accountability or even compassion from you, because you too were a young lady at one point in time, correct?
Correct.
Correct. And even I know what she's referencing. That first little heartbreak, that first little crush that devastates you when you march into the room and you're upset and mama and dad, what's going on? Leave me alone. And come on, you had that.
I had that experience.
Okay, so I guess I would expect a little more compassion, Miss Carter. And I know that this
I
is
have
your
compassion for her,
Uh-huh.
but I'm defending my son's character.
child. Okay. So you
He
thought
would
that was...
never intentionally hurt someone, so I know that he didn't do this as on purpose. It was just
Oh, but he told us he
his
did.
friends influenced him.
Miss Carter, I understand the influence, but your son is actually showing more accountability in this courtroom than you are. Hello, somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Did you even get to end up going
I
to prom?
didn't go. I just felt it was too weird, and a lot of people knew about it behind my back.
Her son actually went to prom that night.
Oh, wait, what?
Yes.
With who?
And later,
While I was gone, he trimmed a very large, heavy branch, and the branch fell directly onto my fountain. It was destroyed.
So you had to replace the fountain.
Yes, Your Honor.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Maya Thompson, who brought Ethan Carter to court over an expensive prom prank.
So let's get to the fact that she spent $3,450, Mr. Carter. What you got on it?
Well, Your Honor,
But what?
I'm a full-time student athlete.
What do you play?
Football.
Are you college bound?
Yes, I'm in college right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And you as well, young lady?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you still friends with these so-called friends that set you up for the okie doke? Because these sound like some real low character, low integrity individuals.
We still keep in touch. I don't talk to them as much, obviously, because we're not at the same school. But yeah, we still keep in touch.
How are you feeling today? How is your recovery?
I just feel like he took something from me. He took the whole prom experience
Because
away
did you
from
even
me.
get to end up going
I
to prom?
didn't go. I just felt it was too weird, and a lot of people knew about it behind my back, and I couldn't bring myself
So
to go.
all of that, the dress, the ticket,
Yeah.
everything went to waste.
Yeah, I never used it.
Miss Carter, you can't think that's right.
I don't think it's right.
Your Honor, she would not think it's right, but she also knows that her son actually went to prom that night.
Oh, wait, what?
Yes, with
With who?
his girlfriend.
His girlfriend.
You can't make it up. So there was a whole scheme that you actually had a girlfriend this whole time. Let me guess, was she on the cheerleading squad?
No, she didn't attend the school, Your Honor. She happened to be sick at the time, so
Okay.
originally she wasn't going.
So there was a scenario in which you really were going to take this young lady to prom.
Yes.
What have you learned from this young man?
I am sorry. I
Well, don't tell me, tell her.
apologize. I regret playing this prank on you, and your feelings are valid. And I shouldn't have done something like this. It's very immature and childish. So I'm sorry.
Do you accept his apology, Ms. Thompson?
Maybe one day I'll be able to, but just not right now.
You know what? I respect it. Okay. Well, let's get to the money part, Ms. Carter. What do you think about the finances that your son and his actions and his friends caused this woman? This is the money her deceased father left her.
I mean, I feel like an apology is enough. As far as the expenses, that's absurd. $3,400.
So you think that what she overspent?
He would never be able to come up with that. He's not working.
Are you working?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How much do you feel like you and your actual girlfriend who actually did attend the prom, ballpark what y'all spent?
Well, on myself, I probably spent somewhere around $1,000, $1,100.
Yeah. Tux,
Yeah.
car,
Well,
dinner.
yeah. As far as my girlfriend, I don't know how much she spent because it was kind of a last minute thing when it came to taking her to prom because I had already had a date and she backed out on me.
So you still ended up spending about $1,100 on yourself for prom?
Yes.
So this is what I'm gonna do. This is a tragic case of teenage heartbreak here. I don't think this young lady did anything in the world to deserve the treatment that she had to endure. I think, you know, your so-called buddies had no business cheating academically, and therefore they wouldn't have had to worry about being snitched on. And then you being roped into it, you know, you do seem like a halfway decent young man, sir. Smart, you know, just capable, athletic, talented, and you were used. I think you were used. But I do think you're gonna have to pay a price for being used. And your mom can come in here all day and cry this sob story about how you don't have it and you're an athlete and da-da-da-da-da. But guess what? Somehow the non-working student athlete found $1,100 to take himself to prom. So I think you're gonna be able to make Miss Thompson and her mother whole as well. The ruling is for the plaintiff. And I do think that $3,450, while a lot, I think it is reasonable considering the circumstances of the level of extravagance that she was looking to create, that you helped promise she would deliver on, and you broke your promise. So I do think there's a breach of contract, a breach of duty from you, sir. I rule in favor of the plaintiff for the full demand. $3,450 for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. Defendant is ordered to pay $3,450.
Any final thoughts?
I'm a bit disappointed, but I do understand.
I think the ruling was fair.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
While I was gone out of town for the weekend, he trimmed a very large, heavy branch, and the branch fell directly onto my fountain. My fountain was destroyed.
So you're not a fan of the fountain?
Definitely not.
This is Equal Justice. Alexandria Rhodes claims her backyard fountain was destroyed when her neighbor trimmed a tree and a heavy branch landed on it. Jordan Burton says he was just trying to take care of a limb that seemed like a hazard.
I see I've got Alexandria Rhodes here as my plaintiff and Jordan Burton as my defendant. Ms. Rhodes, you are suing Mr. Burton, I see, for $1,500. You do cite property damage and negligence. What brings you to court, ma'am?
I'm neighbors with the defendant, Mr. Burton. We share a common backyard fence, and next to that backyard fence is my multi-tiered stone fountain. And the defendant, while I was gone out of town for the weekend, he trimmed a very large, heavy branch, and the branch fell directly onto my fountain. My fountain was destroyed.
So you had to replace the fountain?
Yes, Your Honor, I certainly did.
Okay, so this is long-term neighbors, but you guys have not had disputes until this moment.
Just a little bit over how noisy the fountain is. It's right up against the fence.
Okay, so you're not a fan of the fountain?
Definitely not.
Well, let's get to the money piece. And I do see where you have submitted that the two-tiered stone fountain you originally purchased, you paid $874.
Correct.
You did contact a masonry artist to do the repair. That would have been $1,450 to repair. So you did not go with that option. And instead, I see you have submitted here a brand new fountain, but that was to the tune of $1,190 is what you spent.
And then there's installation on top of that.
And then $310 to install. $1,500 is what you put all in to have the new fountain.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you do have a new fountain.
Yes, Your Honor.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
The tree was extending over the fence, and it was, in my mind, it was a hazard.
Do you acknowledge, though, that this branch did fall and damage her fountain?
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Alexandria Rhodes, who brought Jordan Burton to court for negligence.
So she's saying that this is all your fault. Did you cut it yourself or did you bring on professionals?
I did. I've done it in the past, and
Okay.
I'm familiar with how to do it. And
Okay.
so the tree was extending over the fence, and it was in my mind, it was a hazard. So I was trying to take care of it proactively.
Do you acknowledge, though, that this branch did fall and damage her fountain?
Yes, I don't dispute that one bit.
You don't dispute that. What would you have thought would have been a reasonable fee for you to pay, since you do acknowledge it was your tree branch that did the damage?
$850.
Okay, let me see. You have submitted a text message into evidence?
Yes, just our exchange.
Hey, I saw your note and went out and looked at the damage. My fountain is pretty messed up. I'm gonna have to call an expert about repairs. I'm sorry, it was totally an accident with the way the tree fell, but I am sorry. So you are taking some accountability. The guy said it'll cost about $14.50 to fix, seeing it's your fault, I think it's only fair you pay. Sorry, but I don't think that's fair. We shouldn't have broken it. I replaced the fountain, the final cost is $15. You said that's insanity. It was an accident. You didn't even let me get my own estimate. I won't pay. So you feel like, to the extent that you would have taken accountability, you wanted an opportunity to procure what the replacement would be?
Yes, from one estimate.
I did shop around, and they were all around the same price, if not more.
Okay, do you have the evidence, ma'am? Because I only see one receipt of what you
I do
purchased.
not have the estimate. I just
You
have my
didn't bring
receipt.
it. Okay, right. Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, this is a classic nuisance negligence argument. You're saying that the noise was a nuisance. She's suspicious as to whether or not you were a fan of her fountain. You're saying it was an accident, Your Honor. Maybe I could have avoided it, but it wasn't intentional. I'm inclined to believe that, Mr. Burton. I do believe it was an accident.
Thank you.
I also think you're not a professional, okay? And that this all could have likely been avoided had you hired someone that does this for a living. Either way, let me just get to it. It's going to cost you. Now, the question is how much?
Judge Eboni's verdict when equal justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
I believe, Ms. Rhodes, that you could have done a little bit more due diligence around the replacement cost of the fountain. So I'm not inclined to give you your full award because I would have needed to see more evidence that you did do a reasonable search for something that was moderately priced, considering, you know, the discrepancy. We're talking about twice the price. This isn't a little bit more, it's twice. That said, you kind of tried to, pardon the pun, cut some corners, okay, and not have a professional, so it's going to cost you. I do think you need to contribute to her replacement cost of her new fountain. You like your new fountain?
I miss my old fountain, but
But you're satisfied, you're happy with the new one. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I am going to rule in favor of the plaintiff because I do think there was some negligence on your part, but I also think that you could have done a better job on the due diligence, ma'am, for the replacement cost. I'm not convinced you did everything you could, but you certainly are responsible. I'm going to rule in your favor for, I think, $1,000. To your point, it's not gonna be exactly the same as it was in 2018. I do think there would be some increase, but not double. I rule in favor to the plaintiff for $1,000. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,000.
Any final thoughts?
I'm really sorry it had to come to this.
Any final thoughts?
I did everything I could do, and it's whatever.
Okay, you've had your day in court. Please grab your belongings and follow me. Ladies first.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.